Hvis jeg var et sejlskib på det åbne hav, var hun vind, der tog mig hjem. Hvis jeg var en kornmark, var hun sommer.
Child labor is, generally speaking, work by children that harms them in any way. This could be physically, mentally, morally, or taking away their access to education.
Top 4 worst forms of child labor. The first is all forms of slavery or practices similar to slavery, such as the sale and trafficking of children, debt bondage and serfdom, and forced or compulsory labor. If you look at the worst forms of child labor, the chocolate industry's way of having child labor is within the top 4.
But we would like to know what students at our school think child labor is, so we have decided to interview selected students from our school.
Okay, so child labor is a big problem all around the world, mostly in like Eastern countries, Eastern cultures. And it's like forced labor, villages where kids are taken out and like put into factories and like forced to do the work that the adults don't want to do.
Child labor is probably when kids work for like a real low amount of money per day and work like really bad conditions, like you can say a farm or it's a street.
We've also chosen to interview the vice principal of Niels Brock to see his opinion on child labor.
What is your opinion about child labor?
My opinion about child work is that it's a thing we should try to avoid. Childhood is a place for going to school and to be a child and playing with all your friends, and not a time for working. Of course, understand in some cultures that many parents are dependent on that their children are working, but that's an issue we need to solve in a different way.
بس احنا ما ردنا، عرفنا شنو الشغلة راح نموت وننشتم، عرفنا.
Between 1 and 2 in every 10 children in coca-grown communities is estimated to be engaged in some form of child labor in Ivory Coast and Ghana.
Most of the children involved in production isn't attending to school and is on a daily basis exposed to violence and slavery every day. Not attending to school and having an education isn't doing any good for the countries, as they are in extreme poverty.
Children involved in cocoa production has a very low income compared to the amount of hours they work every day. The work has a very bad influence on their health as well. The way children end up in cocoa production is men or owners of cocoa productions coming to small towns in Africa, could be Côte d'Ivoire, and they promise the young children a nice income and good working conditions.
Så hvad nu hvis stjernerne en dag var væk? Og hvad nu hvis vinduet stille hen?
Between 1 fuck female.
Er du klar?
Children involved in cocoa production is fucking...
Most of the children, okay, jeg har den.
Jeg håber det aldrig sker. Jeg har brug for dig her.